Hey, welcome back. It's been a long time since I did a video. I know that. I've been really busy. I'm going to tell you about that. Today I'm going to do a video on fasting because a lot of people have asked for information and videos on fasting, and I happen to be in the middle of a fast right now, so I'm going to tell you everything about that. Really, I've been quite busy over the past year setting up a company that makes probiotic wine, and you can find it at tablerlifewine.com. It's made the same way as all the other fermentations I do, but in the end, it has no sulfites, no additives, nothing but pure juice, and that is it. The way wine was made in the old world, and I'm bringing it back because when you have that, all the benefits that are talked about with wine are fully there. You can read about it on tablerlifewine.com. I've also been experimenting with many other fermentations, and what I'm looking at, you may have seen this one before. I did a video on it one time, but that's curds and whey, otherwise known as clabber, and that's made with raw milk. That's how cheese was originally made, but it's probiotic and extremely good for you. Detoxes heavy metals, just all sorts of health benefits with that. This is an experimentation wine, and same thing, made it the same exact way. But we're not going to talk about any of that really today. What I'm going to talk about is fasting. And so the reason why I didn't do a video right at the start of my fast was because I really didn't know if I was going to go past a day or 2 days or what. And so I started, and I would say the first 2 days, not fun at all. I mean, you get hungry and you don't feel good. I went to bed really early at night, just completely tired and hungry. And that's the way it is for the first 3.5 days. And if you can make it past 3.5 days, and I'm only doing a strict water fast, so it's only water. But if you can make it past the first 3.5 days, then the hunger completely goes away. And it's been quite a while since I had done one. Last time, which one of my videos, 2 of them actually, are in the contents here. You can go back and look at those. But at the time I went from about 230 pounds down to 192, and it was 28 days. But I didn't set out saying I'm doing 28 days. I set out doing 3 days at the time, and then I had done one when I was younger that was about 21 days, but I had juice during that. It was more of a juice fast. And so I kind of set my mind, once I decided to do it, on going 3 weeks. And so I did that, and then I just went an extra week. Really what happens is, and what's happening now, is that I made it past the first 3.5 days, and all of a sudden it's over the hard part. But most people never make it through that wall. But the pain, so to speak, it is pain, it goes away at 3.5 days. Now it becomes still an annoyance, and you know, it's very kind of boring. I mean, if you don't eat and drink things, you don't realize how much that becomes an entertainment value in your life. It's a snack, or go out to eat, or go get something to drink, or go drink coffee, or whatever. But when you don't do it, it reduces that part of life, just puts that aside, and makes you do other things, but not that. And so, yeah, it can become fairly monotonous or boring or whatever. But here's the thing, is that once you make it past 3.5 days, your body goes into what's called ketosis, where it is able to switch over from burning carbohydrates and start burning what's called ketones, which is really fat. And it burns that. And when it's burning that, you just feel different. Your mouth goes a little dry. And so your mouth is dry, but you feel good. You actually have energy. So I can go work, and I got into a situation with the business I'm doing where I had to move a bunch of pallets of bottles. So there was an issue with getting them in because the pallets came so tall that you couldn't get them in the door. So I actually had to take the top layer of the pallet, which was a whole rack of bottles, which was about 150 bottles. I had to take it off, but one at a time. And at any rate, it was basically a lot of exercise, but I had to do it. Well, I felt fine. I was wondering how I would feel, but I felt fine. I also walk first thing for 15 minutes on the treadmill, but I've been doing that for about 3 months. But I just didn't stop and do a set of push-ups. So none of that stopped. So I'm still strong, still actually have a lot more energy. That was one of the problems, is I was getting to the point. The reason I started again or wanted to do some is because gradually over the last time I fasted until sometime after that, until now, but it was a little bit quicker. It was a few months ago. My weight just creeped back up, and I was doing a carnivore diet, not totally, but probably 85%. But I don't eat a lot. But whatever I was eating, it was still getting me to gain back. And so this fast started at nights sometimes in the past month. And I say at night because you eat during the day, and you're usually the heaviest before you go to bed and the lightest sometime in the morning when you get up. But I creeped up to 235. I'm sorry, not 235. I creeped up to 230. But I was really right about, when I started this, right about 224. Now, I thought it was a great accomplishment to lose 6 or 7 pounds. I kind of felt good because I was trying. But here's the thing. I do not like diets. The reason why I don't like diets is while I'm doing a diet, all I think about is food. Not eating food, but you're still thinking about food. And you diet and you diet and you diet and you're doing everything you're supposed to. Exercise, but nothing happens. You don't lose any weight, no progress, nothing's really going on. That's been my experience. And so you'll see things like on YouTube, well, if you walk a lot, every day you're going to lose weight. And I was trying everything pretty much other than going back to fasting. So I did all those things. None of them really worked, but I was thinking about it all the time. Now, when I take a Band-Aid off, I really don't want to pull it real slow. I'd just rather get it over with. So, being that fasting actually wipes out many diseases, there's a site called, and I listed it before, but the site's called waterfasting.org. It has a lot of testimonials and everything on there. Nowadays, you can go on AI and put water fasting and health, or water fasting benefits, or water fasting diabetes, water fasting cancer, any of those, and then put study after it. And so you'll find a legitimate scientific study that shows that it actually can eradicate all these things, and has for many people. And so I decided, well, I'll just do 2 things at once. I'll lose weight and I'll get healthy. And so I started, and right now, I am not showing you before, but my stomach was sticking out for sure, because this time I lost weight a lot quicker than last time. Last time it seemed like it was about 1 pound a day. Today is day 17, and my weight this morning was right about 195, so that's like 24, 29 pounds. Now, granted, a lot of it can be water. I'll probably gain right back 5, 6 pounds when I start eating again. But still, the thing is when you fast, you can see by my demeanor and everything I'm saying, at this point, it's not really hard to do. The first 3.5 days, yeah, you got to make it through that. But at this point, it's not really hard to do. And so what I do every day to determine how long I'm going to go is I just, with no shirt on, look at myself in the mirror and say, is it done yet? Kind of like you look in the oven at food and is it done cooking yet? And it's like, I'm not where I want to be. So if I go and eat something, then I'm basically shutting it off right there, and I'm going to be back to the dieting thing. It'll take me forever. I'd just rather lose another pound. So I lose a pound a day. Now, initially it was a lot, so I probably had a lot of inflammation and a lot of things going on that caused so much of a drop at first. And I can tell you, when I was getting up in the morning walking on the treadmill, the first 9 minutes or 8 minutes, I had to hold the bar because my lower back had so much pain, and that's pretty much gone now. You know, when you get balanced forward, your center of gravity gets off, and it puts a lot of stress on the lower lumbar and other areas and throws you all out of whack and just puts everything wrong. And the only way you can really correct that is get your center of gravity in a straight line down back. That's losing weight. And for me, the best way to do that, obviously, is fasting. Now, if you look online, you'll see where it says a 6'1" man should weigh, it'll give a wide range, but it'll say like 160 something to 190. But really, I think like 180, 185 is really a good weight, and you'll be like 12% to 15% body fat. So maybe I'm just going to keep doing it till I go down. I'm just going day by day. I'm not setting any lofty goals when I do it. I was never setting out to go do what I did last time and do a whole month or 28 days. But what I'm looking at is I'm just opening the oven, so to speak, every morning and seeing if I'm done. And if I'm not, then I got to decide if I'd rather have food more or get a little closer to that. And like I said, since the hunger isn't really there, just minor annoyance of having the whole thing going on, you know, and you can't go out and eat. And my mouth is real dry. That's the other thing. You have to drink water constantly, which is, again, a reaction from or a symptom of ketosis. But I'm just saying that the longer I go, the closer I'm going to get to my goal. And if I go a little further, then when I come back, then I can tailor my diet. When I come back about 5, 6, 7 pounds, whatever it'll be, I can tailor my diet to not gain weight, because some reason I gained weight. But there's so many reasons to go for it on those 3.5 days and get over that hump. Because if you do it, you're going to start losing a pound a day. And yeah, some people would term it a very extreme diet, but what it actually is it's in the Bible as being something that purifies your spirit, your body, and just can eradicate all the sicknesses and all the things that are in our bodies. And it's really one of the only things that actually will. One of the other main things is probiotics. And so they go together. And so they're both a spirit energy or something you can't see that does it. And the mechanism in your body when it switches over to ketosis or fasting is pretty amazing, because you'd think you'd just be starving and malnourished. It's not like that at all. Your body adjusts and gets what it needs. And really, if you really look deep in the research, they talk about whether or not you should be supplementing with electrolytes and that type of thing. You really don't need to at all. Think about it. Fasting in ages of old was not run to the health food store and buy, you know, potassium and sodium and other things. If you want to, you know, you can, but the testimonials and the people that have done it, they didn't. And so here I am on day 17. I just want to encourage you that if you try, you can do the 3 days, but in 3 days, the first 3 days is not comparable at all to what I'm doing now. It's entirely different. So if you can make it past that 3.5 days, your 4th day is going to be way different. And really, it kind of sets your sleep patterns right too, because it brought my sleep down to going to bed, you know, fairly early and getting up more early, whereas before my schedule would get off. So I encourage you to give it a try. I'll try to report back and let you know how things are going. But if you can get past that 3.5 days, whatever it takes, and just have faith that that hunger and that pain is going to completely go away, and you're going to start seeing results like you've never seen before. Because who's lost a pound a day and gets healthier and healthier and more energy the longer they go? Someone that's fasting. And so I encourage you to give it a try, and, you know, put your comments down below and let me know your thoughts, your experiences, and any questions in regards to it. And I'll do my best to help you on that. I'll see you next time, and I'm going to update you as best I can.